What's going on, Hokie Nation? Welcome into this week's Triumph Spotlight. Our guest today, junior defensive lineman on the Virginia Tech football team, Kemari Copeland. After a year at Army and a year at Iowa Western Community College, Copeland joins the Hokies on the defensive front. Kemari Copeland coming up next on this week's edition of the Triumph Spotlight. As always, Hokies fans, today's show is brought to you by Triumph NIL. Triumph is a unique and experienced sports marketing agency specializing in building custom name, image, and likeness partnerships for student athletes. NIL is working at Virginia Tech, and Triumph is a big reason as to why. Visit triumphnil.com to learn more, subscribe, and support Hokies in NIL. All right, I think some introductions are in order. I'm your host, Giovanni Heater, joined alongside Nels Williams, making his debut on the set, producing behind the scenes. It's Mr. Will Stewart. And of course, Kemari Copeland joins us on the set. Kemari, thanks so much for coming, my man. How has your first month here in Blacksburg been?
Thank you. It's been great. Coming here originally, it felt like home. I actually came on a visit here in 8th grade, and ever since then, I knew it's like been home. I've been here, like just the atmosphere, even like just being here, you can just feel like the energy and everything. So it's definitely felt like home. Everyone's been welcoming to me, the coaching staff, all the teammates. So yeah, I'm blessed and I'm glad to be here.
When you first visited back in 8th grade, what was the moment or what was the place on campus that you knew this is the place that I want to spend my 4 years in college in?
It was really, when I seen the Inner Sandman, it was like, wow, like, this is something I have to be a part of. Originally, I was like, I wasn't that big into football, but coming here and like seeing that game, I was like, college football is something I have to be a part of, and I want to do it here. And I've been on visits. I've been on visits to Tennessee, Auburn, and nothing just compares to here. Like it's just something different here, and you can feel it as soon as you step on campus.
So could you maybe take us back and walk us through your recruiting process here to Virginia Tech? Had a great season at Iowa Western Community College. How did this connection start, and who'd you talk to right from the get-go?
So yeah, my recruiting story is nothing too original, definitely all over the place. So originally I committed to Navy coming out of high school, and then something happened with 2 days before signing day, I couldn't go there. Then ended up going to Army. Went to Army, so I went to a prep school first before I went to the actual school. And when you go to the prep school, that's basically like where they basically see if you can academically like qualify for the academy. And then some people like physically to see if they qualify there. So for me, it was more my grades, and I proved that I can get good grades. So went to the academy. After I went to the academy, after the Air Force game, I realized that it just wasn't for me. I didn't feel like I could become like the best football player I could. So I knew when I came home, I was like, probably gonna go in the transfer portal. Went in the transfer portal after Army Navy game, ended up leaving. It was like a year span where I was just in the portal, and I ended up having to go JUCO because my grades weren't the best. Coming out, it was real hard for me. It was challenging, so ended up going JUCO. I didn't expect my recruitment to go up a lot. Like honestly, I didn't envision myself going to Virginia Tech. I didn't think it was possible, and I'm glad I'm here. But after 3 games, my recruitment just blew up, and Virginia Tech, I knew like if I got that offer, I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna go there. So after I took my 4 visits, Virginia Tech was the one, and that's what I picked.
What was it about those first 3 games that allowed you to kind of blow up? All of a sudden, everybody starts reaching out. Was it something specific that took place, that the film got out there, or what did you feel a change?
It was really just, I feel it was just the quickness. I've always knew I had the ability, but I feel like it was just putting it on display. And it was a game versus Garden City, if you follow JUCO football, but it was a game versus Garden City. I just showed that I can be explosive and I can really play at the next level, and I showed that, and that was like one of my best games. And Virginia Tech seen it, and everything took off from there.
Going back to your time at West Point, though, what was it like living that life in that regiment and that routine, and how did that help mold you into the person that you are today?
It was definitely hard, but I feel like in life you have to do hard things to like improve. Especially as men, we have to do hard things. It helped me a lot. We had to wake up early, went to sleep late, shining boots at 4 in the morning. Had to make sure our uniform was correct and all that. It definitely made me a lot like in line, like showing up on time, being in the right uniform and stuff like that. It helped me out a lot with things. Things as far as like things in life that are like hard. I've been through hard things there, so like it's a lot easier outside of that. But I'm blessed and I'm glad I got to experience that. It was definitely hard, but I'm glad I experienced that.
Had you initially always wanted to serve? You mentioned Navy. Did you always want to serve in the military or serve for a country in some way?
Yeah, it's definitely been a goal of mine or something I wanted to do. My dad is actually in the military. My family is actually a military family. My dad's been in like 20 years. My brother actually just got in. He's an officer. And then my other brother, he's in Army ROTC. So that was definitely there. My dad was a little upset I went to Army instead of Navy. He's probably gonna give me some crap about that, but yeah. My family's been a military family, so that's something that was instilled in us that if you don't know what you want to do, military will always be there and it'll help you with life. So it's kind of what my mindset was.
So you come to Blacksburg now. You're obviously in your first semester as a Virginia Tech student. What does this offseason look like for you as a transfer compared to somebody who may have been here for a couple of years now?
So for me, what's different is learning the playbook. The install is going pretty fast for me, so definitely just learning that compared to like someone else. They've been here, know the playbook. As far as me, I came in, I played D tackle, and I was playing around like 270, and usually D tackles are like 280, 285. So definitely got to gain a little bit of weight and definitely got to get my playbook and study. And those are the two big things that I'm focused on now. And my conditioning. When you're gaining weight, you have to make sure that you're in condition. So if I can gain weight and stay in condition and lean my body fat out while gaining weight, those are my big goals. And then definitely the playbook. I want to be able to understand it, be fundamental in it, and talk the language of the D-line. So that's what's been the two main focuses for me.
Has there been anybody in the defensive tackle room at all that you've really connected with since you've transferred here?
For me, I pretty much connected with everybody. It's been really cool being around all the guys, Fuga, Aeneas Peoples, being around a lot of people that have experience. We got Cole Nelson, all them do APR, like they all have a lot of experience. They know what it takes to play this level, and they're all really good. So I know I can learn a lot from them, and I'm blessed to be able to be around them. So they can definitely teach me a lot. So yeah.
You mentioned Aeneas Peebles, obviously another get for Virginia Tech out of the portal from Duke. Was there any connection with him during the recruiting process? Like any talk between you two that you guys might? Did you know him at all before? Or you guys have just become buddies since getting on campus?
Yeah, so actually I seen one of his videos on TikTok. So when we first got here, we went to JC's Price House, and we were just connecting. We were just talking, chopping it up. And he's a real cool guy. I didn't know before. So actually when I committed, I seen he committed right away too, and I hit him up. And yeah, so it's been real cool knowing him and like all the other guys.
Awesome.
Speaking of videos, though, I saw you have a YouTube channel with a few thousand subscribers.
Yeah.
You have videos such as Day in the Life vlogs. I saw, speaking of Army Navy, you had a game or you showed behind the scenes of that game day. What inspired you to start making videos? Why did you want to become a YouTuber in the first place?
So for me, it started when I was young. I've always wanted to like become a content creator, and it was just one of them things where I wanted to know what would blow up or like what my niche was. And then I realized that like football and like motivation, that's what I done like naturally. And it just clicked. I remember on TikTok I posted like 3 or 4 videos and they blew up, and I was like, wow, I can take this somewhere. And then my brother, his name is Zion, he was like, come on, you just gotta be consistent and it'll blow up. And I was like, all right, let me be consistent, let me try this out. So I started posting like 3 times a day on TikTok. I knew you have to get like 7-second videos and then they'll do good. So I was trying to do that. And then I started to add my personality a little bit more to it, because that's really how you connect to an audience, is just throwing your personality out there. So started to add my personality, started posting on YouTube, and it's all blown up. And I'm blessed to have an audience, and I'm blessed to have people that like follow me. So yeah, that's really how it started. Was I was younger, and I just always wanted to have content and make content, and that really what started for me, was being young and having a dream and to make content.
You seem to, even before football, have a deep passion for lifting, and right. So all football players like to lift, right? Obviously, that's kind of a part of it. But you seem to do a little extra, and it seems to be a hobby of yours. So can you kind of expand upon that for us?
All right. So I started. My family, my dad's a military guy, so we've always been working out. He's always had us working out real early in the morning, doing like military type workouts. But it really started my freshman year. My freshman year, I was scoring like, I believe it was 425 my freshman year, and I was like, wow, it was genetic. I was like, this is like crazy. And then I just fell in love with the weight room. Like being in the weight room, it makes you better at football, and it helped me a lot because like I was just naturally, I just love lifting, fitness. So that helped me out a lot, and I was real consistent in the weight room, and my numbers just blew up with lifting and stuff. And lifting is like, it's kind of escape for me. Like I love lifting, I love working out. So yeah, that lifting really just blew up from my freshman year, and I just took it from there.
Seems like you've made some stuff work. You got a couple of different supplement, partnerships going on and whatnot. What has all that been like?
So it's been cool. Brands have been hitting me up. It was kind of surreal in the beginning. Like brands are hitting me up, like me out of all people. Why are they hitting me up to make a video about this? But it's a part of it. When you come into Power 5 football, brands are going to start hitting you up, and I know there's probably going to be even more. So I'm just blessed, and I'm grateful that brands are hitting me up, because this doesn't happen a lot. So I'm blessed, and I'm just grateful that they're hitting me up.
Staying on social media, I saw that there's a lot of motivational quotes, a lot of motivational imagery. I saw that your banner on Twitter is Caesar from Planet of the Apes, who's very much a leader type character in that movie franchise. What does that mean to you? And has that been something that you've leaned into as well, into staying focused?
Yeah. So that picture, I seen it. I believe I seen it on someone else's Twitter feed. I was like, that's tough, and I just felt like it expressed like me, like just ready to attack what's ever in front of me. And even like with life, I just feel like what's ever in front of you, just gotta attack it. Like no matter if it's hard, no matter if it's easy, like you're always gonna have trials and you're always gonna have hard things in life. But I feel like you just gotta attack it, and I feel like that picture kind of resembles that. Like I'm ready for whatever, and I just feel like that's kind of like my mindset to like whatever happens in life. Like I've had trials in life, and I just feel like you just gotta attack it. And that's what life, it comes with trials. You're gonna get tested. So that's kind of why I put that picture there.
Kind of piggybacking off of Nell's, you put up a lot of motivational stuff, but you also have some inspirational literature on there. Some of it has to do with fitness and other stuff as well. So you seem to be a big reader. What would be your go-to that people out there that might not be huge readers gotta read as far as all that goes?
So it's actually my brother that got me into reading. He was like, Kemari, if you want to improve in anything, you got to read a book. I was like, all right, let me try this out. So the first book I ever read was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I think it's by I forgot his name, but that book really got me into reading as a basic reading book. And then really just like self-improvement books. It's crazy when you can read a book and then you can see the improvement from your life from that book. So really just reading books in general. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. 48 Laws of Power was a good one. I can't really name them off the top of my head, but it's a lot of books, and I just know they can improve your life. So I just started reading, and it's helped me out a lot.
That's awesome.
Is there any book specifically that if anybody wants to get into reading or wants some motivation off the pages that you're like, you have to read this?
I saw some David Goggins in there.
Yeah, I was thinking David Goggins. Yeah,
that is a really good book. That is a really good book. I like listening to David Goggins like YouTube videos. That gets me going because he just talks about like being in the past and like being like in boot camp and like like I know his mindset a little bit, and like I try to like emulate it. So yeah, like carry the books and all that, like it's pretty cool. But a book I would say, it's this guy named Tim Grover. He made a book called Winning, and it just talks about like basically never being satisfied, and then there's sacrifices that you have to make in order to be like great. Like there's sacrifices you have to make. Like I remember Nick Saban. I seen it like yesterday. He was like, to be that good of a coach, he had to like be away from his kids a lot and stuff like that. So with stuff in life, like when you want to be good at something, you're gonna have to sacrifice something. So that was one good quote I got from there. Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. That kind of fits, right? Football player mentality. Well, talking about football player mentality, Coach Pry was in here last week, and he talked a lot about quieting the outside noise inside your locker room. There was outside noise when the team was 1-3 to start last season, but now there's a different kind of outside noise with this top 25 talk, contenders in the ACC talk, right? On the complete opposite side of the spectrum. He said that is equal noise. How do you guys shed all of that out and stay true to you inside that locker room right now?
You have to stay focused, and you have to put all that like away. Like if we're doing good or we're doing bad, people are going to have something to say. Whatever, if you're doing good as a team or bad, they're going to have something to say about some players. So I feel like you just got to focus on what you can do every day to get better. If you're focused on the past, if you're focused on what's in front of you, you can't really focus on that. You got to focus on what can I do today that will get me better. And if you focus on that, you just take it day by day, I feel like you will gradually improve. And I feel like if we just silence all the noise and just focus on what we got to do and just stack the bricks, we're going to have a wall eventually. So that's pretty much our mindset, like going into it.
What's it like being under the coaching of J.C. Price and Brent Pry, especially Pry, who comes from a defensive background? Has he offered you any advice or any tips?
Yeah, so that was actually a big thing in my recruitment. He came in, he was like, a lot of other head coaches, they're more like offensive minded, and he came in, he was more like defensive minded, and I really enjoyed that, coming from Penn State and having that defense. And then even our GA, he came from Penn State. He played along Micah Parsons. So just having that whole thing. And actually, Coach Price, he was at Marshall before, and he was the first coach to ever offer me a scholarship playing. So that was a huge connection to me. I know once he called me, he was the first coach to ever offer me a scholarship. So I was like, it's only right if I come back and play with him. But it's been really enjoyable. My parents love the coaching staff, and it's definitely been good. And he's just a person you want to play for. Just the energy he comes with and the passion he has for the game. He's just a guy you want to play for. Mm-hmm.
So what is that buzz like right now? So you have all this outside noise, but in there, you got so many returners. Obviously, that must have made this a desirable location to transfer to. The fact that they bring so much back. Really, the one spot they didn't bring a lot back was your position group, which opened up opportunities. I mean, it just seems like there's a buzz, and it's kind of a new high once again for Virginia Tech football. Do you get that feeling?
Yeah, I do get that feel. I know everyone's coming back, and it's just on us, like as a position, to solidify this thing. But I know we can do really good things. Like we have everyone coming back. So yeah, I believe in my soul. That's why I committed here. Another reason why I committed here. I know we can do good things because I can see it. All the positions are talented. And we ready to go. So I feel like we can do big things coming up this year.
Anything specifically that you maybe want to take your game to another level or work on something specific this offseason heading into next year?
Really just my technique. So this is like my second year playing D-line, so not really strong in a lot of places. There's a lot of stuff I have to improve on. So really just my technique and being more fundamentally sound. And for me, just being solid in the playbook, because if I can play with technique and I know what I'm doing, I can play real fast, and it can get scary. So just solidifying my technique and solidifying the fundamentals, and I think I can play good.
With this upcoming schedule, though, do you have any teams that you have had circled on the calendar where you're like, I can't wait to play them?
Yeah, so just growing up and seeing like Clemson was a really like big team. So definitely Clemson. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I wish we played Florida State. I really wanted to play Florida State here in the what is it? The song, whatever. But
The Tomahawk
yeah,
Chop.
yeah, really wanted to hear that. But Clemson definitely is one of the games I'm looking forward to. But just going back to that thing, just sticking the first game and being ready for that. And then when Clemson comes, just be ready for them.
Well, we've asked you so much about football. We want to ask you more about outside of football. What do you enjoy besides football and lifting and reading?
I'm actually a nerd. Like I like playing video games a lot. I'm actually trying to build a PC right now. So really into video games, like watching movies, that type of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm into.
We ready for a little speed round now?
Let's do it.
All right, let's have you lead us off here.
Well, first of all, with the PC, what game specifically had you played? Had you always been a PC gamer, or was it more console and PC growing up?
So recently, I've had the opportunity to like buy a PC recently, so I haven't really gotten to the games as much. But I really like Call of Duty. That's one of my favorite games. But when I was playing like PS5, pretty much like basic games like 2K, Madden, like pretty much basic games.
What's the pregame playlist looking like for you?
So coming in, I'm listening to country music, just like to ease my mind. Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, and then as we step in the locker room, more rap, like get my blood flowing, and then like more like hardcore rock, like more heavy metal, like when I'm about to leave, like just get my mind right. Army, I didn't really listen to like any of that type of music until like I got the Army. Like that's just a culture there. It's just like hardcore music, like just get your mind right. So yeah, that's what my pregame playlist is.
What is some of this heavy metal like? Because me and Nels like to lift together every once in a while, and we're also heavy metal fans.
I forget the names of them, but it a lot of AC/DC, Metallica.
Okay. Yeah.
I have to look, but definitely like those categories. That'll get me going a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
What's been your favorite spot to eat so far in Blacksburg?
I haven't really tried. I'm more like a classic, like I'm gonna just get McDonald's or something, like Wendy's. I haven't really tried any things, but I heard I actually going to my apartment, I passed by 622 North, so I want to try that place. But I don't really know a lot of spots, honestly, being here, so got to try some.
You said you're a big video game guy. Some big news has come out recently. College football video game coming out this summer. So obviously you got to be pretty stoked to be playing as yourself. And they're incentivizing that now, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Being a video game, it's always been a dream of mine. So to be able to have that come true, it'll be everything but surreal. So yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
After all this is said and done, how do you want to be remembered with your time at Blacksburg?
I just want to be remembered as a guy that just gave his all for Virginia Tech. That'll be it. Like that guy came in, did what he needed to do, and he gave his all for us, and that's what I want to be known as.
Kemari, man, appreciate the time. It was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's fun.
All right.
Here.
He's Kemari Copeland, defensive tackle on the Virginia Tech football team. For Will Stewart, for Kemari, for Nels Williams, I'm Giovanni Heater saying so long from Blacksburg. We'll see you next time on Triumph Spotlight.